The 5-Day Fast, a journey of cellular renewal. Important medical disclaimer. Before we begin, please note, this content is strictly for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment recommendation. Prolonged fasting is not suitable for everyone and should never be attempted without consulting a qualified healthcare professional, especially if you have any medical conditions, take medications, are pregnant, breastfeeding, underweight, or have a history of eating disorders. The information presented is based on scientific research, but individual results vary significantly. Always seek professional medical guidance before making any changes to your diet or fasting practices. Now, let's explore the science. What if your body possessed an ancient, built-in system for deep cellular repair? A mechanism so powerful that it can trigger renewal from the inside out. This isn't about a supplement or a trendy diet. This is about working with your body's natural intelligence through the practice of prolonged fasting. Today, we're going to walk through a 5-day fasting journey, step by step, day by day. We'll explore what happens inside your body at the cellular level, how your metabolism shifts, and why this ancient practice has captured the attention of modern longevity researchers. But here's what's important to understand from the start. Fasting is not about deprivation. It's about giving your body the space and time it needs to activate repair processes that simply cannot happen when you're constantly eating and digesting. So let's begin this journey. Day 1. Day 1, the metabolic shift. On day 1 of a prolonged fast, your body begins a fundamental transition. For most of your life, your body has been running on glucose, blood sugar, derived from the food you eat. Your liver and muscles store extra glucose in the form of glycogen, which acts like a backup battery. Within the first 12 to 18 hours of fasting, your body depletes most of these glycogen reserves. And here's something interesting. For every gram of glycogen stored, your body holds on to about 3 to 4 grams of water. So as glycogen is used up, you release a significant amount of water weight. This is why people often notice a quick drop on the scale during the first day or two of fasting. But the real transformation happening on day 1 is hormonal. Insulin is often called the storage hormone. When you eat, especially carbohydrates, insulin rises to help shuttle glucose into your cells. But insulin also locks the door on your fat stores. As long as insulin is elevated, your body preferentially burns glucose and stores fat. During a fast, insulin levels drop dramatically. This is the key that unlocks your fat stores. Your body shifts from burning sugar to burning fat. This metabolic flexibility is something our ancestors experienced regularly, but in our modern world of constant eating, many people have lost this ability. By the end of day 1, something else begins to happen. Hunger, which you might expect to intensify, often starts to fade. Why? Because your body is no longer dependent on external food. It's beginning to use your internal energy reserves. You're not in a state of deprivation, you're switching fuel sources. This hormonal shift also affects other systems. Growth hormone begins to rise, which helps preserve muscle mass during the fast. Your body is incredibly intelligent. It doesn't want to break down muscle for energy when it has abundant fat stores available. And this is just the beginning. Day 2. Entering ketosis. Day 2 is where the metabolic transformation truly accelerates. As your body continues to break down fat for energy, your liver converts fatty acids into molecules called ketones, specifically beta-hydroxybutyrate, acetoacetate, and acetone. This state is called ketosis. Ketones aren't just an alternative fuel, they're actually a highly efficient fuel for your brain. While your brain typically runs on glucose, it can derive up to 70% of its energy from ketones during a prolonged fast. And many people report that ketones provide a cleaner, more stable form of energy compared to glucose. This is why, on day 2, mental clarity often improves. Brain fog lifts, focus sharpens, mood stabilizes. There's no blood sugar roller coaster, no spikes and crashes, just steady, sustained energy. Research suggests that ketones may also have neuroprotective properties. Studies have explored their potential role in supporting cognitive function, though more research is needed in these areas. But ketosis isn't just about energy. It's also a signal to your cells that it's time to activate deeper repair mechanisms. Around day 2, a cellular process called autophagy begins to ramp up significantly. The word autophagy comes from Greek, auto meaning self, and phagy meaning eating, literally, self-eating. But don't let that term mislead you. Autophagy is not destructive, it's regenerative. It's your body's way of recycling old, damaged, or dysfunctional cellular components. Think of it as your cells taking out the trash and then using that material to build new, healthy structures. Autophagy is always happening at a low level, but it accelerates dramatically during fasting. This process helps maintain cellular health by removing damaged proteins and organelles, the tiny engines inside your cells that produce energy. Interestingly, autophagy was discovered by Japanese cell biologist Yoshinori Ohsumi, who won the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 2016 for his research on this mechanism. His work revealed that autophagy plays a crucial role in how cells adapt to stress and maintain their health. By the end of day 2, you're no longer just fasting. You're in a state of deep cellular renewal. Your body has fully transitioned from external nutrition to internal optimization.
Day 3. Peak autophagy and immune renewal. Day 3 is often described as the peak of the fasting experience, and for good reason. Autophagy is now in full effect. Imagine millions of tiny recycling crews working inside every cell of your body. They're identifying damaged proteins, misfolded molecules, and worn-out organelles. They break these down into their basic building blocks and either dispose of them or repurpose them into new, functional components. This process is critical for cellular health and longevity. When damaged cellular components accumulate, they can interfere with normal cell function and contribute to the aging process. Autophagy helps prevent this accumulation. Research has shown that autophagy plays a role in maintaining the health of mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. Healthy mitochondria are essential for energy production, and their decline is associated with aging and various metabolic conditions. But day 3 brings another remarkable change: immune system renewal. Around the 72-hour mark of fasting, something fascinating happens. Your body begins to recycle old, worn-out white blood cells. At the same time, it triggers the production of new immune cells from stem cells in your bone marrow. This process is sometimes called immune system regeneration. Think of it as your body hitting a reset button on your immune function. Old immune cells that may have become less effective are cleared out, and fresh, more responsive cells take their place. This doesn't mean fasting cures immune-related conditions. That would be an overstatement. But research does suggest that periodic fasting may support healthy immune function through this renewal process. Additionally, around day 3, human growth hormone levels can increase significantly. Some studies suggest by as much as 300 to 500% compared to baseline. Growth hormone helps preserve lean muscle mass during the fast and supports tissue repair and cellular regeneration. It's important to note that while these changes are happening, you might experience some temporary discomfort. Some people report headaches, fatigue, or irritability around day 2 or 3. This is often related to electrolyte imbalances or the transition period as your body adapts to using ketones. This is why proper hydration and electrolyte supplementation, sodium, potassium, and magnesium, are crucial during a prolonged fast. Water alone isn't enough. Your body needs these minerals to maintain proper cellular function, nerve signaling, and muscle contraction. By the end of day 3, most people report that any initial discomfort has passed, energy levels stabilize or even increase. Mental clarity is at its peak, and hunger is typically minimal or completely absent. Your body has fully adapted to fasting mode. You're running on internal fuel, and your cells are in deep repair. Day 4. Sustained renewal and metabolic efficiency. Day 4 is where you experience the full benefits of metabolic adaptation. By now, your body is incredibly efficient at burning fat for fuel. Ketone production is steady. Your brain is thriving on this clean energy source, and autophagy continues its work of cellular maintenance and renewal. One of the most noticeable changes on day 4 is the absence of hunger. This might seem counterintuitive. Shouldn't you be starving by now? But the opposite is true. When your body is efficiently using stored fat and producing ketones, hunger signals diminish significantly. This is because ketones have an appetite-suppressing effect. They influence hormones like ghrelin, which stimulates hunger, and leptin, which signals satiety. In a well-adapted fasted state, these hormones are balanced in a way that reduces food cravings. Another significant change on day 4 is the reduction in inflammation. Research suggests that fasting can lower markers of inflammation in the body, such as C-reactive protein and various inflammatory cytokines. Chronic inflammation is associated with many modern health challenges, including metabolic conditions, cardiovascular concerns, and accelerated aging. By giving your digestive system a break and allowing your body to focus on repair rather than digestion, fasting may help reduce this inflammatory burden. It's also worth noting what's happening with your gut during this time. Your digestive system, which normally works around the clock to process food, is getting a complete rest. This allows the gut lining to repair itself and may support a healthier gut microbiome over time. Some research suggests that fasting can promote the growth of beneficial gut bacteria and improve the integrity of the intestinal barrier. However, it's important to note that the long-term effects of repeated prolonged fasting on gut health are still being studied. By day 4, many people report a sense of mental and emotional clarity that goes beyond just focus. There's often a feeling of calm, reduced anxiety, and improved mood. Some describe it as a meditative state, a sense of being more present and connected to their body. This might be related to the stable energy from ketones, the reduction in inflammation, or the hormonal changes happening during the fast. Whatever the mechanism, it's a commonly reported benefit. Your body is now in a state of deep metabolic efficiency. You're not just surviving the fast, you're thriving in it. Day 5, the culmination. Day 5 represents the culmination of this intense cellular renewal cycle. All the benefits we've discussed, autophagy, ketosis, immune renewal, inflammation reduction, growth hormone elevation, are fully realized by this point. Your body has been in a state of deep repair for 5 full days. Research on prolonged fasting suggests that the benefits may continue to accumulate beyond day 5. Some studies have explored fasts lasting 7, 10, or even longer periods under medical supervision, but 5 days is a significant milestone that offers substantial benefits while remaining accessible for many people who have built up to it gradually. But here's the critical point. The most important phase of your fasting journey is about to begin. How you break your fast is just as important, if not more important, than the fast itself. Your digestive system has been resting. Your gut bacteria have adapted to the absence of food. Your enzyme production has shifted. If you suddenly introduce a large meal, especially when high in carbohydrates or difficult to digest foods, you risk digestive distress, blood sugar spikes, and potentially dangerous complications. This is called refeeding syndrome, and while it's rare, it's a serious concern, especially after prolonged fasts. It involves dangerous shifts in electrolytes and fluids when food is reintroduced too quickly. So let's talk about how to properly break a 5-day fast. The golden rule is simple. Start small, start gentle, and go slow. For your first meal after 5 days, choose something easy to digest and nutrient-dense. Here are some excellent options. Option 1. Bone broth. A small cup of homemade bone broth provides electrolytes, minerals, and easily digestible nutrients. Sip it slowly over 30 minutes. This gently awakens your digestive system. Option 2. A small serving of fermented foods. A tablespoon or 2 of sauerkraut, kimchi, or other fermented vegetables provides beneficial probiotics and enzymes that support digestion. Option 3. A quarter of an avocado. Avocados are rich in healthy fats and easy on the digestive system. They provide potassium and other essential nutrients. After this first small meal, wait at least 2 to 3 hours. Pay attention to how your body responds. Do you feel comfortable? Is your digestion working smoothly? If so, you can have another small, simple meal. For the rest of day 5 and into day 6, continue with small portions of easily digestible foods. Some good choices include soft, boiled, or poached eggs, steamed vegetables like zucchini, carrots, or leafy greens, a handful of berries, small portions of wild-caught fish, and well-cooked vegetables in a simple soup. What should you avoid? Here's what to stay away from for at least the first 48 hours after breaking your fast. Avoid processed carbohydrates and sugars. Your insulin sensitivity is extremely high right now, and a large carbohydrate load could cause a dramatic blood sugar spike. Avoid large meals. Your stomach has physically shrunk during the fast. Overeating can cause severe discomfort. Avoid difficult-to-digest foods like raw cruciferous vegetables, nuts, seeds, or heavy proteins like red meat. Save these for later. Avoid alcohol completely. Your liver has been working hard during the fast, and alcohol would be particularly harsh on your system.
The refeed period is not the time to celebrate with a feast. Think of it as a gentle reawakening of your digestive system. Treat your body with respect and patience. Over the next 3 to 5 days, gradually increase portion sizes and reintroduce more complex foods. Listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, slow down.
A 5-day fast is a powerful tool for cellular renewal and metabolic reset. It activates autophagy, promotes ketosis, supports immune system renewal, and may offer benefits for longevity and overall health. But let me be absolutely clear, this is not something to take lightly or attempt without preparation. If you're interested in exploring prolonged fasting, start with a foundation of intermittent fasting. Practice 16-8 or 18-6 eating windows for several weeks or months. Then try a 24-hour fast. Then perhaps a 48-hour fast. Build up gradually. Let your body adapt. And most importantly, work with a qualified healthcare professional. Get baseline blood work done. Make sure you don't have any contraindications. Have medical supervision, especially for your first extended fast. Prolonged fasting is not appropriate for everyone. Do not attempt this if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, are underweight or have a history of eating disorders, have diabetes or take medications that affect blood sugar, have any chronic health conditions without direct medical supervision, or under 18 years of age. Fasting is a tool, not a cure-all. It works best as part of a comprehensive approach to health that includes nutrient-dense whole foods, regular movement, quality sleep, stress management, and strong social connections. The journey we've explored today, from the metabolic shift of day 1 through the cellular renewal of days 3 and 4 to the critical refeed protocol, represents your body's remarkable capacity for self-repair when given the right conditions. This ancient practice, now supported by modern science, offers a window into your body's innate healing intelligence. If you found this information valuable, consider exploring intermittent fasting as a starting point. Build your metabolic flexibility, learn to work with your body's natural rhythms. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the science of fasting. Remember, always prioritize safety, seek professional guidance, and listen to your body.